leave your house at least once a day. If you're not going to visit your fans or if you don't have any shopping to do, take a brisk walk. Do it for 15 minutes, 30 sometimes if the weather is good. You can also have a family member or a neighbor accompany you. Educate yourself about mental health issues. Promote yours. Help others to do the same. Mental health issues like depression are often ignored because many look at people who openly say they have depression as less than they actually are. Meanwhile, depression doesn't have to be a lifetime challenge. With the support of family and friends and a highly reputed medical professional, depression can be dealt with. Take care of your mouth and your teeth. Brush your teeth at least twice daily. Floss your teeth too. Invest in an electric toothbrush. They have a timer. They vibrate every 30 seconds, and this cues you to move to a different part of your mouth. That way you cover all the bases, especially the back of your mouth. Your health is critical. Your good health is essential for your optimal productivity and longevity.
Wow, exciting, I must say. Do you have a swing in your home where the adults and the children can have fun? Or you have a skipping rope? Have you already done your workout? However it is for you today, join in and work out with us on Wellness and Living, where we can shed weight together and burn calories and have fun, most importantly. Hip adductor and abductor. Take your leg up, down, 2, 3, and then we stretch it out. Okay? Can do this 5 to 15 times. 2, 3, and then stretch it out. 1, 2, 3, stretch out. 1, 2, 3, and then stretch out. So let's do the same for the left. We're doing the hip abductor and adductor. We've done with the right leg, and now we do with the left. So we go 1, 2, and 3, and then we stretch. Okay? Go again. 1, 2, 3, and stretch. Let's try to do 10. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and stretch. Bring it in again. 1, 2, 3, and stretch. 1, 2, and 3, and stretch. Okay. Try to do 10 to 15 repetitions, but it's important to go at your own pace. 1, 2, 3, and stretch. Okay. Perhaps you can do something that will involve the entire body. So some call it running man, mountain climbing, okay? But put your palm on the mat. Okay, and we're going to run. This is it. You are going to run on the spot. So let's go. 15. We rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Come down on your knee. Rest your body. Rest your body. 3, 4, and 5. So let's go again. Okay, running man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 15. You can go as fast as you want. Rest your body again. 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's fun, right? Wow! It's always great fun. Spent with family and friends, whether you're on the swing, whether you're skipping, doing a workout, or just relaxing together at the beach or at the park like we've been doing today. Imbibe healthy habits from an early age in your family, amongst your friends. Maintain great relationships, sharing healthy habits and qualities. It's always a special time for us on Wellness and Living when we're spending the better part of the day with you, just like today. Next time we'll do it again, sharing something that you can benefit and so can we. My name is Thelma Obaze, and along my wonderful partner for today, we say bye-bye, stay healthy, and imbibe the best habits. Bye!
The housing solution we have developed is a multifaceted one. First, we have tried to lead a program to build what we think will be an acceptable and hopefully affordable housing type based on surveys we did in 2015-2016 and construction that started in 2017. And that's going on in 34 states as the National Housing Program.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
We should understand that the well-being and the security of this country is the paramount to any government. Prior to now, we are doing more of defensive activities to protect our bases and fight the war when we are challenged or when an objective is attacked. But right now, what we do is to carry the battle into areas where the banditries or the Boko Harams or whatever. The Nigerian Army has brought into its platforms the BT tanks, main battle tanks, helicopters, Augusta 135, the MiG helicopters, which can operate even in the night, the Super Tucanos that are about to be launched.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Finally, the hero of Nigeria's democracy has arrived. He shall usher us into a new phase of development, peace, and prosperity. He is the father of the new Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Welcome to another season of giving Nigerians hope yet again. We are sure of a great future for both ourselves and generations yet unborn. We look forward to your leading us as a nation into our manifest destiny.
Hello and welcome to Panorama. I am Anne Jibuno. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the change of name for the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. It will now be known as the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. Justin Ben Unyi reports.
Technology and Innovation, Dr. Ogbonaya Onu, who confirmed this approval, made it clear that the change became necessary for the ministry to efficiently use science, technology and innovation to catalyze Nigeria's economic growth and competitiveness. He says the development will aid the ministry bring about a shift in research and development that is industry and services demand-driven. This will ultimately result in rapid commercialization and improved global competitiveness ranking of Nigeria.
We need to prepare for this century and the century that is coming. The major implication is that research and development in the country will not only solve the problems that they used to solve in the past, but we have to go further and ensure that they respond to the needs of industry and also our needs both in our homes and in our offices.
The approval of the change of name, he affirmed, will be gazetted to enable legal and policy frameworks as backup for institutional and organizational arrangements, effective coordination of the national system of innovation, development of appropriate work programs, and job descriptions. Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation has given 5 million naira to students of Maritz College, Yangoji, Abuja, for inventing the Sense Box and Aquabot device, which are monitoring devices for air and water pollution. The Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Ogbonaya Onu, presented the grant to the school in the presence of key players. The minister said with the feat achieved by the students, Nigeria is well positioned to become a hub for creativity. He urged the students to fly the Nigerian flag high at the upcoming Students for Advancement of Global Entrepreneurship SAGE competition on the 13th of August this year, to hold virtually globally.
It is important that the research you have done, and through this research you've been able to invent things that are of very great use, that has tremendous application, because you want to monitor the quality of air and then water. And these are two very important things that we need for life. One of our departments will be giving you 5 million naira to assist you. We believe that, this experience will prepare you to go into business when you finish your academic work.
The minister directed the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP, to assist the young inventors get their research work protected through parenting. A pre-event in the build-up to the United Nations Food Systems Summit is setting the agenda for the transformation of food systems to ensure the actualization of global goals for the benefit of people, planet and shared prosperity. United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed is leading conversations to set bold steps in this regard to achieve the SDGs by 2030. Onengie Fineface reports.
Global downturn caused by the COVID-19 pandemic spooked millions of people below the poverty line. Uncertain weather conditions and supply disruptions have contributed to soaring of food prices. Consequently, malnutrition has become the leading cause of ill health and deaths, and the pandemic, it is said, will increase the number of undernourished people by 130 million, bringing the total to more than 800 million. The United Nations Pre-Food Systems Summit event, therefore, seeks to raise ambition to improve food security globally.
The leadership of member states and citizens in all regions is showing us that this agenda can be the tip of the arrow on the path to 2030. This leadership, built from the ground up, can underpin transformative action and change that is needed for our food systems to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
We must act just as forcefully in improve access to adequate food supplies.
For Africa, the central goal is to halt our continent's over-reliance on food imports and malnutrition and create millions of new jobs in the food economy. In doing so, we will strike the right balance between people and the planet.
At this pre-summit, we can define the scope of our collective ambition and strengthen our efforts to achieve the 17 SDGs by transforming our food systems.
The pre-event is in partnership with the government of Italy. Onengie Fine Face, NTA News.
An end is in sight to the perennial farmers and herders clashes in Yobe communities as the federal government approves and releases funds for the establishment of 3 livestock development centers in the state. The project is to be piloted by the Nasiri Grazing Revenue, or rather reserve, situated in Akusco local government area, considered as more prone to such incidences. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa completes the story.
Not long ago, Garum Malam, a rural settlement in Jakusko local government area of Yobe State, was under siege by a group of herders that claimed lives and materials worth millions of naira. The development draws the attention of these stakeholders on the area, identified as the epicenter of such crises, to fashion out ways to leverage on the federal government's plan to set up a livestock development center on about a 50-hectare piece of land provided by Yobe State government to address the recurring phenomenon. Under the initiative, 3 grazing reserves are to be established in the frontline communities of Nasari, Guljaji, and Badagana, located across Jakusko, Fika, and Bursali local government areas.
What brings problem is lack of communication. You can see how communication works. We understood each other. They know the purpose, why we are coming, and they understood the importance of peaceful coexistence.
Key players led by the Commissioner of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Yobe State, Dr. Mero Ahmed Amshi, had earlier paid an advocacy visit on the Emir of Badi, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Suleiman, to intimate him on the plan and solicit for advice of the royal father. Prior to the current federal government's intervention, Yobe State government has established a 2-hectare pasture production demonstration farm for growing of animal feeds for distribution free to herders to avoid conflicts associated with nomadism. From Damaturu, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the request of Cross River State government to host the establishment of the South Zone Agricultural Equipment and Machinery Development Institute in the state. Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer at the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Professor Mohammed Haruna, revealed this during a visit to the state governor in Calabar. Paul Abel reports.
According to the Naseni CEO, the choice of Cross River State follows a rigorous evaluation process of states in South-South as well as the achievements of the state governor. The major focus of the institute is to embark on science research to ensure food security and sufficiency in Nigeria.
Any product that is invented and its commerciality is proven is ceded to private sector for mass production.
So I really want to thank President Muhammadu Buhari for finding me trustworthy to bring such a life-changing institute, which means on a short term, medium term, and long term, all tractorization that can really shift us to a developed nation. It means it's going to start from Cross River.
6 of the institutes are to be established, 1 in each geopolitical zone of Nigeria. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control has announced 565 new COVID-19 cases in the country. The breakdown reveals that Lagos recorded 348 cases, Rivers 70, Akwa Ibom 45, Oyo 36, FCT 24, Ekiti 15, Kwara 7, Ogun 7, Gombe 3, Anambra 2, and Kaduna 2. Others are Bayelsa 2, Cross River 1, Edo 1, Plateau 1, Kano 1, and Sokoto 1. That brings the total confirmed cases to 177,142, 165,405 discharged, and 2,181 deaths. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization, WHO, has donated ventilators and fingertip oxygen pulse oximeters for the management of patients in isolation and treatment facilities in Nigeria. Basi Ita Ikbang reports that the items were presented by the WHO's country representative, Walter Kazadi Molumbo, to the Minister of Health, Dr. Sage Ehanire, in Abuja.
Since the index case of COVID-19 in Nigeria on February 27, 2020, Nigeria passed through sporadic cases to clusters, then community transmission. With the spike in COVID-19 cases in Nigeria recently and in some parts of the world, Dr. Walters said it is imperative for Nigeria to have a strong response system. He commended Nigerian government for performing relatively well in terms of timely response to containing each of the last two waves and maintaining a national case fatality rate of 1.3%, a level that is half the regional average.
And here I came to present a donation from the World Health Organization own resources as its contribution to those efforts.
While thanking WHO for the donation, the Minister of Health said the donated items will not only help in supporting Nigeria's response to COVID-19, but also help in providing essential care across health facilities beyond the pandemic.
So we thank you and appreciate these additional assets that we have to deal with our fear of the third wave of COVID-19. We know that ventilators have always become very useful.
The Minister of Health advised Nigerians to continue to adhere to safety protocols and keep away from unnecessary gatherings. Basi Taipan, NTA News.
This is Panorama on the network service of the NTA. More reports ahead. To stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Thanks for staying with us. A national database of persons with disabilities is currently in the works, with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities driving the initiative. Ngufan Shaji reports that the collation exercise has commenced with the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
Disabilities from various states have come together to take lead in a data collation exercise projected to capture nearly 100% of their community. But first, They are engaging on ways to carry out this task and how to achieve best results within an acceptable margin. The Executive Secretary, National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, James Lalu, believes the exercise is critical to the formulation of evidence-based policies to enable persons with disabilities fully take advantage of the COVID-19 intervention fund.
We appreciate the federal government for developing the capacity of persons with disabilities to
people in the field, in the state, should cooperate with our data collectors.
It's the responsibility of the Commission and the head of clusters in each state to try to create awareness about the data collection.
It's only when you have data, when government have your data, you will be included in the policy formulation and decision making.
The Executive Secretary also stated that data collection is necessary for monitoring progress, assessing the effectiveness of measures, and advancing disability inclusiveness of persons with disabilities. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is partnering with the National Orientation Agency to advance the National Social Investment Programs. Ruth Agwele reports that the ministry is organizing a two-day training for master's trainers from across the country on the government's Enterprise Empowerment Program, JEEP.
In the last 4 years, the Government Enterprise Empowerment Program, JEEP, has continued to provide interest-free and collateral-free credit to about 2.3 million beneficiaries who are traders, artisans, enterprise and youth, farmers, and other micro-service providers under its flagship programs, Trader Money, Market Money, and Farmer Money. To further expand its scope and improve on effective implementation, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is training master trainers of the National Orientation Agency as orientation and mobilization officers to address challenges of credit and financial inclusion for the beneficiaries.
Training is expected to educate the master trainers about the newly introduced structure of top-bottom representation from the federal through state and local governments, while engendering the implementation information flow from the bottom to the top.
We just want you to take some small amount of money and be able to improve yourself, but you have to pay.
Building the capacity of the officers to understand the JEEP is of critical concern to the NOA boss.
Listen and listen carefully. Do not go back home with any gray area. Wherever you notice a gray area before you depart, ensure that you get it cleared.
At the end of the 2 days training, it is expected that mobilization officers must have equipped themselves with the requisite skills so that the program will not suffer any setback. In Abuja, Ruth Agwele, NTA News.
Challenges associated with the menace of customs duty, evasion, vehicle theft and other related crimes, as well as ineffective insurance coverage, among others, which occur as a result of lack of centralized national information system, will soon be a thing of the past in Nigeria. This is as the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning engages stakeholders in a sensitization seminar on National Vehicle Registry, VREG, with the theme Understanding the VREG Process. Maureen Liu Ajum reports.
The Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, in line with the Strategic Revenue Growth Initiative, launched the VREG Automated Gateway portal as a means to leverage on technology infrastructure to maximize revenue generation for the country and block revenue leakages, revitalize the economy, improve access to credit, and enhance economic planning.
40% of vehicles are smuggled into the country annually, thus invading duty payment, of which 30% of these vehicles are stolen vehicles.
Stakeholders lauded the policy, noting that the integration of multiple stakeholders databases such as Nigeria Customs Service, Motor Vehicle Administration agencies, National Insurance Commission, Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigeria Police Force, and the Federal Road Safety Corps into the VREC, it will provide real-time out payment validation. It will also provide vehicle ownership documentation, insurance validation, asset assessment for credit facilities, and vehicle history.
We had already commenced computerized registration process in the areas of issuing security numbers to all the vehicles in Cross River State.
So with this VREC coming on by the Federal Ministry of Finance, it's a good collaboration effort.
In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
The need to entrench the principle of zero tolerance to corruption at all levels has become pertinent if the efforts by the federal government to sanitize the system must be actualized. This was the consensus of stakeholders at the 2021 Servicom Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit Sensitization Workshop organized by the Nigeria Immigration Service in Owerri. Beatrice Anyam reports.
The need to achieve quality service delivery necessitated the organization of this workshop, put together by the Nigeria Immigration Service for the Servicom and the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Units. It is further intended to drive home the commitment of the establishment to attitudinal change and zero tolerance to corruption.
At any point you begin to notice that anything is not right, you as a patriot, as somebody who has the interest of this country at heart, you have to raise an hand.
We want the average immigration officer to be equipped with the necessary skills with which to render selfless, efficient, and professional services to members of the public.
Stakeholders from other agencies in their various remarks agreed that the fight against corruption should be everyone's business. They stressed the need to put in place strategies to achieve a crime-free society.
As corruption contains, it does not stop at giving and taking financial inducement alone.
As long as you're not doing the right thing, which he has said this morning, it is corruption.
Some participants say the lessons learned will guide their actions henceforth.
There are a lot of things I assumed that is normal, but in this workshop, I've come to understand that they are not normal.
I've also learned that I should not find my way in any corrupt activity in the job.
The workshop is expected to be held across the country. In Owerri, Beatrice Anyam, NTA News.
The National Defense College Officers' Wives Association is developing the capacity of its members to build a formidable home front that will boost the morals of the officers in different security operations. The seminar is on preventive medicine, organized by the association towards giving skills to the women on cost-effective means of keeping the home front.
It is my earnest hope and expectation that the objectives of the seminar will be achieved as we strive to further enrich our lives through a rich, disciplined health and wellness regime, and equally exercise insight and knowledge to build wealth for our families.
As wives of military officers, our men need to be very well because they are all out there protecting the nation, fighting the cause of the nation. So we need to have them healthy. So if we as wives know what it takes to do preventive medicine, we'll be able to take care of our husbands and our children and make sure that they have all it takes to be out there to work in their duty.
The event is preparatory to the forthcoming graduation of National Defense College Course 29. And that's a panorama today. We thank you for staying with us. Have a nice day.
Arise, O Nigerians! Let's applaud the courage of Flight Lieutenant Abayomi Dairo, aka the Aggressor, for his skillful and dogged escape from the bloodthirsty bandits in the forest of Zamfara State. 3 hearty cheers also to all military and security personnel who are tirelessly protecting fellow Nigerians from insurgency and banditry while maintaining peace and order. Nigerians are proud of Abayomi Dairo and all our gallant men and women in uniform for sacrificing so much to keep us safe. We admire your courage and we say thank you. God bless the armed forces. God bless Nigeria. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
I'm the Chief Resident Engineer and Project Supervisor of the Second Niger Bridge Project. The Second Niger Bridge Project is a project that has been conceived for a very long time, but it has finally come to life during this present administration. This project has a lot of socio-economic benefits, and it has impacted positively on the lives of the host communities, both in Anambra State and Delta State. The people are very happy. Apart from